This is KCTV English News. I'm Hyung Shim. The provincial government will carry out preventive measures against heat waves through September. 480 heat storm shelters will be operated and shade sheets will be installed at over 70 crosswalks. Officials will strengthen care services for elderly and disabled living alone and supply cooling equipment. Last year, the heat wave lasted for more than a month, causing 96 heat stroke patients and deaths of 6,700 livestock and 378,000 fish. Some islanders were arrested and sentenced to years in prison during the April 3rd incident without a proper trial 7 decades ago. In 2017, some of the survivors applied for retrials and had their names cleared by the court. Families of missing victims filed reconsideration bills to the Jeju District Court to restore the victims' honor. Mike Lehman reports.
A gray-haired, elderly man with a cane visits the Jeju District Court, supported by some helpers. He has come all this way to apply for the retrial of cases that had his family members convicted for offenses during the April 3rd incident. The Association for Bereaved Families of Missing April 3rd Incident Victims is the applicant. It's been 70 years since the military court convicted victims for offenses during the April 3rd incident.
몇백 배 더 억울함을 있어도 그만큼 참고 누르고 지금까지 와다가 이제는 더 이상은 아니다 라는 뜻에서 우리가 같이 뜻을 모아서 재심 청구를 들어가고 있습니다.
Among the more than 2,500 people who were on the prisoner lists made during the April 3rd incident, families of 10 have joined in on the retrial request. Their relatives were sentenced to between a 5-year term in martial prisons or else simply given the death sentence.
산에 갔다는 그 이유로 해서 저는 그 가족이 8명이 다 몰살당했습니다. 그래서 저도 같이 있었는데 저는 총을 안 맞고 살아났습니다.
Some families have been in limbo, tortured by grief for 70 years, not knowing if their missing family members are alive or dead. All they hope for is to have their family members' names cleared by the court.
나 지금 원이 그거보다 이 소사물 어떤 게도 바로 잡아 우리 남편 신체만 해가지고 쓰게 해.
Family members of the missing victims will represent in place of their relatives and give their testimony in court. It was on January 17th of this year that the court concluded that the military court rulings made during the incident were invalid. This was because the charges the court gave under martial law were not clearly defined and because there were no proper legal procedures.
생존 수역인 18명에 대한 공소기각과 무죄 판결이 나왔기 때문에 재판부는 현명한 판단이 되리라 저는 믿고.
Mike Laidman, KCTV.
Let's hope the court unveils the truth of the incident. The provincial government will supply compact electric vehicles to rural district offices. The province will purchase a total of 13 compact electric vehicles, 1 vehicle each to 13 villages in Chujado Island, Udo Island, Kapado Island, Marado Island, and Piangdo Island. The process of purchasing the vehicles for each town is ongoing and is expected to be completed by mid-June. The province expects the compact EVs to help offices of small rural areas to conduct their duties effectively. The Jeju Municipal Office is cracking down on meat retailers in local traditional markets to check they follow the imported pork traceability system. Numerous cases violating the imported pork traceability system have been reported ever since it was implemented from the end of 2018. The system was implemented to enable officials to trace pork products when food hazards occur. The local government will levy violators up to 5 million won from August. The provincial government and Jeju Tourism Organization are receiving applications from villages that are willing to participate in the Eco Parties project during the second half of this year. Applications will be open through June 21st. Eco Parties are ecotourism-themed events where visitors can experience the nature, ecology, culture, and food of various local villages. Villages are required to have at least one commentator to apply for the event. 5 eco parties are being held this month. Please visit Tamnao's website to register. The Seongsanip District Office is subsidizing transportation fees for middle school students of low-income households in the area for the first time in the island. A total of 31 middle school students have received a monthly grant of 25,000 won to cover transit fees since May. The subsidy is funded by donations from Orient Foundation. It's time again for Film Focus. Let's check what's new in local theaters.
The present and the past. They come together this week in a spectacular combination that is just begging to be seen. Anyone who has been keeping up on their X-Men knows that Dark Phoenix drops this week, which is shaping up to look pretty darn good. But for those who are looking for something a little slower, something with fewer effects but perhaps even more imagination and splendor, 1988's My Neighbor Totoro is making a return to the silver screen. So whether you fancy 21st century special effects or pure animated bliss from the late 80s, this week has something for you. Welcome to another edition of Film Focus. I'm Mike Lademan. The Dark Phoenix storyline is one that fans of X-Men have been waiting for quite some time, and not without just a little anticipation. Jean Grey was a character whose true, full powers were seen somewhat in The Last Stand, but here we should get a better look. In Dark Phoenix, the X-Men face their most formidable and powerful foe, one of their own. During a rescue mission in space, Jean is nearly killed when she is hit by a mysterious cosmic force. Once she returns home, this force not only makes her infinitely more powerful, but far more unstable. Wrestling with this entity inside her, Jean unleashes her powers in ways she can neither comprehend nor contain. With Jean spiraling out of control and hurting the one she loves the most, she begins to unravel the very fabric that holds the X-Men together. Now, with this family falling apart, they must find a way to unite, not only to save Jean's soul, but to save our very planet from aliens, which weaponize this force and rule the galaxy. With incredible effects, compelling acting, and a sense of real drama, Dark Phoenix is up there with the best X-Men films. Hayao Miyazaki is one of Japan's most beloved animators. The story follows Satsuki and Mei, two young girls who find that their new country home is in a forest inhabited by a menagerie of mystical creatures called Totoros. They befriend O Totoro, the biggest and eldest, who is also the king of the forest. As the girl's mother lies sick in the hospital, O Totoro brings the sisters on a magical adventure, but also helps them to understand the realities of life. Like most films released by Miyazaki's Studio Ghibli, this children's tale has a powerful ecological theme. You may have seen it back in 1988, or when it was first dubbed into English years later, but regardless, there's no doubt it leaves a strong impression on young and old alike. And if you'd like to experience it again, or for the first time, on the big screen, then this may very well be your only chance.
Let's take a look at our extended forecast. That's it for today's English news. Please find us on YouTube at KCTV E-News Jeju and through KCTV's VOD service. 시청해주신 여러분 고맙습니다.